Well, good morning. It is, what is it? It's March 15th. We're rolling right into St. Patrick's Day. So today I'm going to try to play with some toys and hopefully tools. Did I say toys? It came out wrong. This is getting started in voiceover, episode 36. So I've got two cameras going to go this morning, and that's one of my new play toys is playing with this. But I've got a new tool called an Elgato StreamDeck. Well, I'm going to get to that in a second. Today's episode 36, and as you know, I'd taken last week off from actual voiceover stuff to talk about the Elgato Facecam I bought. That's a whole nother episode on trying to make that work. Suffice to say, I'm back on my Logic cameras. Note the plural, and I'll show you two of them here in a second. I just could not, I'll leave that for another day. But for today, I'm back on voiceover tech. Now, this is going to have all at once nothing to do with voiceover and everything to do with voiceover. Don't try this at home. I'm a professional. The last title I did last week on the week off of voiceover was kind of toys versus tools. Well, today is about a tool that, you know, as soon as you can pop out another 130 to 150 bucks or so, do it. Do what? Well, get yourself an Elgato StreamDeck. Now, that's it sitting on my desktop right now. You can see there's my hand going across it. There are 4 different versions, and in this case, size matters. I got the 15-button version, and you can already see that I'm almost filling this one up, but I'm still learning on what to do with it and how to do it. And unfortunately, because of lighting, the colors don't come out but as well as I'd like, but you can still see some of the stuff I've done. I got the 15-button version. I kind of wish I'd gotten the XL version with 32 keys, and I've already got plans for that, but just know that that's another $100. But this would certainly get you started and get you going. No matter what, there's all kinds of layers. So while you only see 15 keys here, each one of these keys can take you to other keys, and those can take you to other keys. So it's kind of like unlimited. It's how much trailing you want to do. And so one of the things that I've got, well, I'll get to it in a second. I'll quit toying around for a minute and show you what this thing can do, right? So, as many of you know, I do both voiceover work and on-screen spokesperson recordings like this, and I moderate webinars and virtual meetings. Trust that if that's the only voiceover you'll do, let me say, trust that if it's only voiceover, this is where I would switch to another screen for another view to switch this. Trust me that if you only do voiceover work, you'll want to watch this. All right. So I go from sitting to standing at my work desk, from a tall stool to standing to record voiceover. So I'm standing right now to record voiceover. I was always moving my keyboard up from the pull-out shelf I'm typing on to my studio desk on top to record. That's because I've got a lot of keys programmed for actions and shortcuts and things like that. So now I've programmed those StreamDeck keys to do the same things. So here's one thing, like here's my button for Reaper. And when I go to Reaper, you can see all of the stuff. And again, I'm sorry that the colors, I don't know if that's any better or not, but there's some of the colors. And so when I want to start and stop playing, when I want to go home to the home button, if I need Alt, if I want to split, there it all is. And what I'm going to do now is break in with some actions that I will do a separate video on and edit in just so you can kind of see it. All right, so you can see I'm already in Reaper. And if you notice over here that my cursor is way out here and I've got this area selected. So the first thing I've got is the escape key, which will get rid of the area. If I hit the little program key I've got for home, notice my cursor jumped there. I can start to record by hitting the recording button, and I'll zoom in here a little bit so we can see the waveform that we're creating. And I can record at will, and uh-oh, there's a sound I need to take out. Oopsie. So I'll stop recording, and now I'm going to go back and select that area, and let's just assume that that is right. And if I select the area in Reaper, and then I can delete it, and that is gone, and I want to get rid of that little area selection again, that is gone. And now I want to create a region in Reaper, so I select it with my mouse, and I use this, again, it's all it is a thing that's already programmed in. Notice it put the region in. So also in Reaper, I can just come in here and I can cut that right there if I wanted to move that area or whatever. Oh, I want to undo that. That's not good. So again, it's just something that really helps things move along. I think I used all the buttons on there, and if I didn't, at least it gives you a good enough idea of what you can do. This is pretty simple stuff, but I can go back home here. There's a timer that I can run in a session, and I can actually make that show up on my screen to say if I've only got 3 minutes left for something, I can put that counter on the screen. Let me see how quick I can do that here. Let's put some text on the screen. Let's go to read from a file. You guys can't see this, I'm sorry, but I'm doing it as quick as I can here. I didn't plan to do this, but it's the best way to show you what's going. So here is the timer. Sorry about that. And that is not that one. That is this one. So you can see it started counting down from 4 minutes and 57 seconds, and actually from 5 minutes, and I can run that as it is. I can run a stopwatch and do the same thing if I want to. And it's just really good. Here's a internet speed test thing that you can program in. There's all kinds of toys and tools on this thing, and I'm just barely brushing the surface right now. Now, another thing you can do is run sound effects, and I don't know if I've got sound effects on this one or not, but let's see if we can run. See if that can. Some walk-up music. How about failure? So anyhow, there's all kind of things that you can do with this, but back to my Reaper stuff, and I've got some stuff for OBS. This has been a real game changer as far as my keyboard makes sound. Now, I'm exaggerating that sound, but it's still making that sound, and the micro sounds would still get to the microphone. Micro sounds, microphone, yeah. And so the nice thing about this is that these keys are pretty much silent. Now, I'm hitting it pretty hard here, but I can make them really silent, and it doesn't hit the microphone. That's it. So this is the stuff where the StreamDeck is nearly silent, and it's no more editing and keystrokes that I've leaked into recordings. That's the thing about VoiceOver. And this is the simple stuff. What about OBS? Well, you can control screens, and I'll go back to this for a second. I've got different screens here that I can control. I'm not going to play with all that this morning because I already showed you the wake-up music and things like that you can do. So just know that this is something that would be worthwhile for you to look at. I've been using this utility for about a week now. You can set it up to do just about anything. You could set it to, when you come in and start your computer, you could hit a button and it'll do a cascade of effects that would open up all the screens you need and put them exactly where you want them and resize them. Like if you messed around with them last night before you left your studio and you always like it to start fresh. Trust me, there is a literal ton of great videos on how to use this thing. So I hope you, I hope I shut off the right one here. Like the StreamDeck as much as I do. YouTube University, again, is a great place for videos. Back to VoiceOver. This has greatly sped up what I do. First of all, I'm not messing with my keyboard and messing around with that anymore. But know that it's greatly sped up my editing. So remember, in VoiceOver, if you're editing, you're not recording. So speaking of which, I gotta go do a script. Tune in tomorrow, next episode of Zooming to Webinar Success, and I'll see you then.